Well, welcome to today's vlog, which is called With Your Permission, and with the permission of the owners of the English Oak Vineyard in Travers, and by laws, I'm sure, there is a path, a permissive path through the vineyard. And it's a really good example of what we're talking about today, because in your life there are all sorts of pathways that you've given other people permission to tread. Eleanor Roosevelt is attributed with a saying, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." She used the word consent rather than permission. And I just wondered, what's going on in your life that you've given consent to? When I wrote the blog, the day before, I think it was my 28th wedding anniversary. Would have been 38th. Ooh, not 28th. 38th wedding anniversary. If we hadn't got divorced. We got divorced in line with the national average, which I think is 11 years if you've got kids. So we put up with each other for 11 years and then we gave up. And the day was an interesting day. It passed without regret for the marriage. Some of the consequences, there's some regret. But at the time of the divorce, I thought that my father-in-law especially, and my then wife, made me feel unworthy, never quite up to standard. And so there was this cloud of criticism over every day, which I really could not stand, and I'm not disappointed to have got freed from. But here's the truth: no one can make you feel inferior without your consent or without your permission. So I had, at some level, given permission to my missus and my dear father-in-law, who definitely had a very low opinion of me, which my missus came to share eventually. They couldn't make me feel inferior. They didn't have the resources, because the resources were in here and in the blog and the podcast which follows the blog exactly. This is more freeform, in case you hadn't noticed. In the blog and the podcast, I talk about picnic, which is an initialism, where the initials of the letters spell out a concept, create a concept, that's often used in technical support. Picnic. Problem in chair, not in computer. In other words, if you try turning it off and turning it on again, it's usually the user that's the issue when it comes to technical problems with computers. And I thought about that again. I thought, you know what? The problem was in my consciousness, not in chair. In consciousness, not in the criticism. The problem was in my consciousness, not in my circumstances. I had decided that I was unworthy or worthy of criticism, and fortunately for the game I was playing at the time, my father-in-law and my wife came to agree with me. That's a no-win game, a no-win game. So many years on, 38 years on, I've come to realise that no one can make you feel anything. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. No one can make you feel loved or appreciated without your permission. It's all down to the consciousness here, the programs we run up here. Therefore, my call to action today, in this beautiful surrounding here, which I've chosen to come and film in, my call to action to us, to me, to you, is to review the consents and permissions we have running in our lives. And maybe it's time to renegotiate some of our commitments. For example, have you given consent to someone in your life to make you feel unworthy or not worthy, whatever way you want to frame that? Are you giving people permission in your life to help you? I've got a lovely friend called Dawn at the Boardroom Network, and she's been helping me with Sandy as well, another lovely lady. Really sort of sort my office out, my workflow. And you know, I find it really, really hard to accept help. Now that's a program. So is it time for me to give permission, graciously and gratefully, to Dawn and Sandy to help me organise myself so that I might be more productive? So what could you give permission to people to? Could you give permission to others to let them love you and be grateful and help you? I was thinking of some of the permission songs like Kiss Me in Sixpence None the Richer. Kiss me, that's permission, isn't it? That's rather lovely. So I'm talking to you, but I'm also talking to me. What shall we give other people permission to, consent to release into our lives? What do you really want? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And also, what permissions should be rescinded this week? What a great thought. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. The podcast and the blog, of course, is more edited and structured. So if you prefer that, then do listen to that. It's slightly different, but the call to action remains the same. The program up here is what drives your experience. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling unworthy, if you're feeling unloved, have you given permission to other people to help you feel that way? If not, let's make a change. Let's play a new game where you feel worthy, where you feel amazing, where you feel appreciated, and where you give permission to other people to help you, to love you, to appreciate you. Lex, signing out from this glorious vineyard. Let's take you for a walk. I'll keep the video running until we get to this amazing carving here. This is called the English Oak Vineyard because primarily of that wonderful oak tree there that got struck by lightning and lost a huge trunk. Chunk and trunk. And what they've done, I think, is rather wonderful. They've turned that disaster, in inverted commas, into art. That's another blog, isn't it? Look at these vines coming to maturity. Aren't they exciting? Look, 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 look. Look at that. Glorious. So the bit that got blasted off, had an expert carve into this symbol of the English Oak Vineyard, and around the other side. Ooh. I have to come into the shade so you can see it. Look at that. Such work in the beard. It's like a dancer. Cool. Come and have a look at the rest of it. If you want to. Otherwise you can stop the video now. We've done the message bit. These are the extras. I just love this harmony of mankind and nature. Mankind's much nicer, isn't it? Mankind. The elegant and organised rows, row upon row. But nature doing her work. And these grapes coming to maturity. Very, very good wine here. Very good wine. There you go. English Oak Vineyard.